There have been some shoes won in games that have sold for an unbelievable amount of money, and a lot of these shoes are even more expensive than most cars. These are the 10 most expensive shoes won in NBA games. Also, these will be listed in order from the least to most expensive. To begin the video, we've got the NBA's biggest sneakerhead, PJ Tucker. These shoes actually were not even sold, they just cost a ton of money. It's the Nike Air Yeezy 2 Red Octobers. These shoes were made back when Kanye was with Nike, and they are a very rare pair of shoes to see nowadays. The Red Octobers came out back in 2014 on Nike's website, and they sold out within seconds. Today, they resell for over $10,000, and some sizes are way more expensive because they are harder to find. Currently on StockX, a size 14 goes for $39,000, and that just so happens to be the size that PJ Tucker wears. Also, LeBron James wore the same pair in warm-ups back in the 2014 NBA Finals, but of course he didn't wear them in the game. We now have the most expensive shoes worn by an active NBA player, this time Steph Curry. Back in 2016, he wore these Curry 3s in a game that had a graffiti style design on them that said Oakland Strong. There were also many initials written all over the shoe. This was because earlier that month, 36 people died in a warehouse fire in Oakland, and Steph wrote the initials of all 36 people who lost their life on this shoe. After the game, the shoes were put up on eBay and the money made would go to the Oakland Fire Relief Fund. The shoes ended up being sold for a final bid of $30,101. Back in November of 2015, a pair of Jordan 11s in the playoff colorway, also known as Breads, were auctioned off. These were special because not only were they worn in an NBA Finals game by Michael Jordan himself, but they were worn in Game 3 of the 1996 NBA Finals. That game, MJ dropped 36 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds in a 22-point Chicago win. This put them up 3-0 in the series over the Seattle Supersonics. But back to the shoes, this colorway of the 11s is already a fan favorite, but game worn by Jordan himself in the finals, these were set to make for a very expensive auction, and the shoes ended up selling for $34,160. The next shoes on this video were worn by none other than Kobe Bryant. These are 2008 Nike Hyperdunks that Kobe wore in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Back in 2008, players wanted lighter shoes to play basketball in, and that's when Nike came through with their Hyperdunks. Nike got Kobe Bryant to do a commercial with these shoes to advertise their lightness, and in this commercial, Kobe puts on the shoes and jumps over a car that's driving at him to make for an iconic commercial. But for the shoes that were auctioned off, they were the pair that Kobe wore in the gold medal game. In that game, Kobe put up 20 points in the victory. These Hyperdunks ended up being auctioned off at a price of $37,740 in 2014. Here we have yet another pair of Jordans, and there's many more Jordans we've yet to see on this video. But these are Jordan 1s that were worn by MJ in his rookie season. The exact game or games that he wore these in are not known, but they were worn in his rookie year where he averaged over 28 points per game. The Jordan 1s are already an iconic shoe, but being worn by the GOAT MJ, these are going to go crazy in an auction. In October, they were auctioned off and sold for $39,600. These will now be the second pair of shoes on the video that were worn in the Olympics. Last time it was Kobe, now we have Jordan. Team USA absolutely dominated basketball in the 1992 Olympics. We now know this 92 Olympic squad as the Dream Team. Jordan, of course, was the alpha of that team, and during the run he wore these Jordans in a USA colorway. Today these are known as the Olympic 7s, but for that pair that Jordan actually wore, they got auctioned off in 2016 and they ended up selling for $52,580. Before Jordan got his hands on his first signature shoe, the Jordan 1s, he wore a pair of Nikes that actually resembled the Jordan 1s. These were the Nike Airships. He wore them in a black and red colorway, and these were the shoes that actually got banned by the NBA. It's a common misconception that the Jordan 1s in black and red were banned, but it was actually these Nike Airships. But this specific pair of Nike Airships is not the one that Jordan wore as a rookie against the LA Lakers that we're looking at here. These are white and red. This pair of Airships ended up being sold for $71,554. Once again, we've got another pair of shoes worn by Michael Jordan. This shoe is the Air Jordan 12 worn in the 1997 Finals. But this wasn't your ordinary Finals game, this was the flu game. In Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, Jordan played while sick, and he still handed the Utah Jazz a loss as he dropped 38 points to take a 3-2 series lead. Game 5s are always pivotal, and winning this while sick became an iconic moment for MJ. And he had actually gotten food poisoning, and that's why he was sick. It wasn't actually the flu. But the shoes he wore in this game were the black and red Jordan 12s that are known today as the Flu Game 12s. The exact pair he wore in this flu game were auctioned off, and they sold for a crazy price of $104,765. Next up, who would have thought, it's Jordan once again. But this time, it's not even a pair of Jordans or Nikes that he wore, because this took place in the 1984 Summer Olympics before he began his rookie season in Chicago. Jordan had always wore Converses in college, and he didn't break that trend for the Summer Olympics. He would wear a pair of Converse Fast Breaks in the gold medal game that year, where he dropped 20 points. Almost 30 years later, this exact pair of shoes got auctioned off, and they sold for $190,373, nearly $200,000. But this next pair is more than double that. This should be no surprise, the #1 spot is held down by Michael Jordan, just like the entire top 6 on this video. But last month, a pair of game-worn Air Jordan 1s from 1985 that was signed by Michael Jordan got auctioned off. This is the classic Chicago 1 colorway, but with red laces instead of black. But these game-worn Jordan 1s ended up selling for $560,000. That's more expensive than a house, a fully loaded 2020 Lamborghini Aventador S Roadster, and so many other things. Think about that. A pair of shoes worn by Michael Jordan and signed by him is worth over $500,000. But anyway, that's the video. Those were the 10 most expensive shoes worn in NBA games. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more great NBA related content just like this. But that's all I have for you today. I am out. Peace.